Yeah, welcome back to the channel CBC Caribbean Black community. You never notice that two of the most influential black women in British history agreed on almost nothing. These are two of the most influential black women in modern British politics, and the two of them don't agree on not one thing. One say Britain still held back by systematic racism, and the other is talking about race too much is the problem. One want more government, the other want less. One became a hero of the political left, and the other became the face of the Conservative Party. And here's the question I want to ask. Why do some Black Britons celebrate Diane Abbott while others celebrate Kemi? Today on CBC, we're talking about two women, two visions, and one massive debate about race, identity, and Britain itself. Because this isn't really about Abbott versus Kemi. It's more about what kind of future Black Britain want. Because let's start with Diane Abbott. Love her or hate her, nobody can erase history. You see, because in 1987 she became the first Black woman elected by the British Parliament. And think about that. Britain had Black communities for generations, yet it took nearly 700 years of Parliament before a Black woman finally entered the House of Commons. And Abbott faced racism, abuse, ridicule, and media scrutiny like almost anything seen today. This is unlike anything you've seen. It's just crazy. It's all over the place. She spoke about police discrimination. She spoke about immigration. She spoke about racism. And for many Black Britain, she represented a voice that had never existed in Westminster. She didn't ask for permission as well. She demanded to be heard. And for thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people from African and Caribbean communities, she became a symbol that politics has finally opened to them. But fast forward, a new generation arrives. You have Kemi, born in London, raised partly Nigerian, educated as an engineer, working in banking and technology, right? She didn't arrive saying Britain is racist. She arrived saying Britain offers opportunity. She rejects victimhood politics. She criticizes identity politics. She argues that success comes through hard work, personal responsibility, and merit. The typical conservative points. And then something extraordinary happened. A Black woman became leader of the Conservative Party. And that was surprising to me, because for all my time living in the UK, Conservative Party is normally like a right leading party. You know what right leading politics is all about. And many people say that it's not for us. Maybe, even though we know that we're not a monolith. But the thing is, it's the very party many Black voters traditionally avoided. The very party many immigrants once distrusted. Suddenly, the political script changed because Kemi wasn't trying to fit into traditional expectations. She was rewriting them. You see, Here's where things become a bit uncomfortable. Some Black Britons say Diane Abbott speak for their experiences. Others say Kemi speak for their values. Some say Britain remains institutionally unequal, and many will agree with that. Others say Britain offers opportunity that previous generation never had. Maybe true. And some argue that discussing race is necessary, I should say. But others argue that discussing race too much keep people divided. And with all these points may be true to an extent. And perhaps the biggest question of all, can there ever be a single Black political voice? Maybe not, because we're too divided. And as I said, we're not a monolith. You can see Caribbean communities, African communities, second generation immigrants, working class families, middle class professionals, young voters, older voters, their experiences are not identical. We're not a monolith, as I said. And perhaps these two women prove exactly that. But here's something both women share. Neither is universally loved. Diane Abbott received criticism from the right, and probably unfairly so. Kemi received criticism from the left. Abbott is accused of focusing too heavily on identity, while Kemi is accused of ignoring structural problems. Both have received abuse. Both have faced intense media scrutiny, which is expected because one, they're Black, and two, and they're women as well. Both divide opinions, and perhaps that's because both challenge people. Abbott challenges Britain. Kemi challenges assumption about Black politics itself. Maybe the real story isn't Abbott versus Kemi. Maybe the real story is this. For decades, Britain often assumed that Black voters should think one way, vote one way, believe one way, speak one way. And these two women shattered that idea. One say the system needs changing. One say people should change themselves. And one believes government should play a larger role. And one believes individual should have greater responsibility. So you have two Black women, two political vision, two different paths. And now the question goes to you people. Who had the bigger impact on Britain? Who better represent modern Black Britain? And is there even such a thing as a single Black British experience? Let me know in the comments, because this conversation is far from over. And I would love to hear what you guys think about this. Because something I've always been thinking about. Because I've always liked Diane Abbott, because she's not afraid to speak the real. And when I see recently where Kemi become the leader of the Conservative Party, I was shocked because I wasn't expecting a Black woman to lead a party like that. But either way, they're both doing the thing, and I want to hear what the people think about it. Because as I said, I have my thoughts, but bless up and one love.